Jingle bell, jingle bell rocks. Hey dear, how are the decorations? Fascinating, right? My favorite part is the string lights. I love how they switch between different colors. You see, making these lights are quite simple if you have the right components. Do you want me to show you? Come on! There's a magic component to make these fairy lights, and that, my child, is the 555 timer. You will see what they are and how they are connected. After learning the basics, you will move on to the next level. So come on, child, without wasting any more time, let's unveil the mysteries behind the working of fairy lights. A 555 timer is a timing circuit capable of generating precise and stable time delays. It's an inevitable part of many devices that you see in your daily life, such as traffic lights, decorative lights, police sirens, etc. So let's find this amazing component in the components library. So scroll down and oh, there's no 555 timer. Oh, I know. See that option called Basic at the top of our components list? Yes, change Basic to All and search again for the 555 timer. Scroll down and there it is. So bring in the 555 timer from the Integrated Circuits section and place it on the workspace. You can also find the 555 timer by searching in the search bar. Tiny ICs called 555 timer were invented in 1970 by Signetic Corporation. It got its name from the fact that it has 5 kilo ohm resistors internally connected. Zoom in and as you can see, it has 8 pins. To count the pins, start from the white dot on the left. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So these are the pins of the 555 timer IC. Let's look at some important ones. First, we have the power pin, which is the 8th pin, and just like the name suggests, it is used to power it up. Next, we have our pin number 1, which is the ground pin. Then we have pin number 3, the output pin, from where we take the output. The pin number 2 is the trigger pin and pin number 6 is the threshold pin. These are the pins to which the input is given. Let's look at one more pin, which is pin number 4, the reset pin, and this is used for resetting the IC. These pins can toggle the output between 0 and 1. We will learn more about them as we move on to the connections. You see, the output of the 555 timer switches between high and low without any external interventions. Now, let's take a look at the connections. To make it easier, we will use a breadboard. First, let's change All back to Basic. So click on All and then from the drop-down menu, select Basic. Move the 555 timer to the side to make space for the breadboard. Now bring in the breadboard from the components library to the workspace. Zoomed out and yes, looks better. Take the 555 timer and fix it on the breadboard. Placing it like this will help us make use of both the top and bottom side of the breadboard, right? Now it's time to power up the 555 timer. Just like every other component is powered up, let's bring in a 9-volt battery from the components library and place it near the breadboard. Rotate the battery by clicking on the rotate option at the top. Move it closer and good. Let's start with the connections next. Take a red wire and connect the positive terminal of the battery to the positive rail at the top of the breadboard represented by a red line. Then take a black wire and connect the negative terminal of the battery to the negative rail at the same side represented by a black line. You have power rails at the bottom side too, so let's connect them. So use a black wire and interconnect the top and bottom negative rails of the breadboard. Now take a red wire and interconnect the top and bottom positive rails of the breadboard. So we powered up the breadboard. But shouldn't we do the same for our 𝗟𝗶𝗲 timer too? That's where we use pin number 8, the power pin, and pin number 1, the ground pin. If you're confused about the pins and their connections on the breadboard, just move your cursor over the 𝗟𝗶𝗲 timer and you can see the entire connection. First, connect the positive rail at the top of the breadboard to the vertical column to which the power pin is connected. Now change the wire color to black and connect the ground pin to the negative rail at the bottom side of the breadboard. Perfect! And for the final touch, let's connect pin number 4, which is the reset pin, to the negative rail at the bottom side of the breadboard. Wow! We powered up the timer, pal! Now let's bring in the LEDs.